Greetings and welcome back to another build guide. Today we're going to be re-examining the human Sentinel because since my first guide on the Sentinel and my first guide on Mass Effect Andromeda multiplayer, I've rethought things, reiterated things, and I've come up with an extremely effective build, probably a build that many of you might know by now, maybe not, but regardless, an extremely powerful build. I refer to this build as the weapons platform. Now, many of you might have noticed that the human Sentinel gets some very, very nifty weapon passive damage bonuses, and this combined with barricade and some other things makes her very, very, very potent indeed. And there will be gameplay, subsequent gameplay attached to this at the end of the build. So down here, remember this is the weapons platform. This is always self-explanatory. We take protection, and we forego this little extra damage resistance, which effectively is equivalent to 10% more damage resistance. We do have energy drain. It's not that important. And we want to go for the stabilization accuracy as well as the extra weapon accuracy while moving because we want a weapons platform human Sentinel that can inflict damage reliably, land those headshots, etc. And so this is going to be really beneficial once we get to the weapon passive tree. And here we go, obviously with shield feedback, because we definitely want increased shield regeneration when we don't have energy drain available. Whereas melee, I try to avoid too much melee. It's kind of overdone in this game. So the difference between the old build and this is just that we want the extra weapon accuracy and stability here in the passive. Here's where it kind of gets interesting in some sense. We just want to deck out the weapons totally. So all self-explanatory. We want that weapon training. We want the extra headshot damage as well as the spare ammo. And then finally we want the extra accuracy, stability, and the extra weapon damage for 10%. Now you combine this passive, right, with the passive that I just mentioned, you have a whopping 30% extra accuracy. And you will notice the difference. You know, pull out the Hurricane or the Revenant and you will see a difference. As well as stability, although most guns in this game have almost no recoil whatsoever, so you know, you're not going to really notice it that much. But most importantly, this is tied with the Angaran Avenger for the highest passive weapon damage bonus in the game. The Krogan Mercenary, who's one of my favorites, if not my favorite, only has 18%. The extra 10% on a good weapon can mean a lot. So that's quite a bit. And you know, spare ammo is nice, the extra headshot, extra weapon capacity. This is just makes her a very, very effective weapons platform. As far as energy drain is concerned, there's one thing I do differently here compared to my previous build, and I would recommend this as a general principle when it comes to energy drain. So this is self-explanatory. Because recharge CDs are so long in this game, recharge speed is always beneficial. So on a 15-second cooldown, having a 20% reduction, well, a total of 30% is very significant because you're going to be able to get pretty much a 10-second cooldown on it, which is, you know, compared to 15 seconds, pretty good. Now, as far as this is concerned, that's self-explanatory. You want shield restoration over time, a little bit of a duration. Now, damage, power damage, I just think is so negligible at the current state of the game at this moment in time that it's just not really worth bothering with, in my opinion. So what you want is this. Now, you're not doing this. Remember, you should spec selfishly whatever the build is concerned, not because you're an asshole, but it's because you're not always with your fellow pugs or your teammates. So yes, there is a nice thing going on here where ally shields are restored, but you're really going for the extra shield restoration because what otherwise, pardon me, would not be a complete restoration vis-a-vis energy drain, even extended drain, will more often than not result in a full restoration of your shields, and if they're dropped, it will continue to go up vis-a-vis rank 5A. So yeah, that's pretty beneficial. So this was something I think whatever kit might have energy drain, I would argue that you universally should spec it because this would be most effective both in terms of preservation as well as recharge speed. Now, throw I skip here. I mean, at one point we just use this as a detonator, but barricade becomes kind of the holy grail of this kit because what we get here is kind of the ultimate weapons platform. Exceptionally tanky, exceptionally accurate, and exceptionally deadly. Self-explanatory. Now, power cells, yeah, it's nice to have extra power cells, but having a 40% extended duration is pretty useful. Remember, nothing to my knowledge can destroy a barricade, so it's basically, up to you how long, whether you make this decision or not, whether or not you're going to keep it up until it dissipates or sort of disintegrates. So having basically 40% extra duration is significant. This is on top of this, so I think it's worth foregoing this extra power cell capacity. And this is a weapons platform, so we're going to go for the weapon feedback. So you and your allies will get 15% more weapon damage and 15% better accuracy, which means, with the passes already mentioned, when you're behind your barricade, you'll have 45% better accuracy, and combined with the 28% weapon damage bonus, you're going to get 43% total extra weapon damage. And this isn't like in the biotic tree where you use a biotic power and for 3 seconds you get a boost. We're talking about a pretty extended duration of continuous boosted weapon damage, 43%, which is not just nothing to sneeze at, but very significant and very potent, as you'll see in the video. Finally, I think a lot of people have the instinct, if you will, of a kind of go-to for the electric defense. But I discovered this is kind of a hidden treasure, regeneration. If you've seen the video as well, the forthcoming gameplay video, or the juxtaposed one, I mean, look at the description. Negates broken shield regeneration delay for allies, including user by them. I mean, you basically have shields that just regen all the time, on top of them being protected, on top of massive accuracy or significant accuracy and weapon damage bonuses. I mean, for me, it's a no-brainer. And this gives you the tankiness you need, the damage you need, and you can really work around the barricade power, ability, skill, whatever. So that's pretty much the build. It's a weapons platform, but you keep all the benefits of the old build that I first came up with, for the simple reason that powers don't do a lot of damage anyway, so there's no problem really foregoing them. You're still using energy drain for the purposes of self-preservation when you're running and gunning, and you're not behind your barricade. You're still using throw to activate, or rather to detonate, to get some of that crowd control, particularly if you use disruptor ammo. So it's all good. In my humble opinion, this is just a better build compared to the older build that I offered. It's just much deadlier overall, and with the integration of barricade with weapon feedback and regeneration, you're going to be both deadly and very tanky. Now, this being a weapons platform, it would of course behoove you to look at weapons. Now, my go-to weapon for this girl or gal or kit is probably the Hurricane. I tend to have a run and gun style no matter what I play, and the Hurricane just suits that. I get a 30% accuracy bonus, and then when I'm behind the barricade, 45%, so I can be pretty precise and accurate even at long range. And if the range goes well beyond what is conventional, even with those accuracy bonuses, I can swap to the Sidewinder. There's some flexibility, of course. The Revenant can actually be pretty good with her. I think in a lot of ways the Revenant's kind of a poor man's Hurricane, although it has certain advantages in that a larger ammo capacity as well as slightly higher damage per bullet, and she will use the Revenant pretty effectively. It was working pretty well when I tried it. And apart from the other, the usual suspects, I mean, you want to use the Equalizer. That can be good. There's such a small pool of good weapons. Shotguns, the Piranha is good. That's about it. I can't think of anything else. So, and then there's the usual list of suspects with sniper rifles. I don't use the Vanquisher because I'm just not interested in it, but any sniper rifle that's good would be obviously very good on her, given the headshot bonuses and the damage bonuses. So there's that. So yeah, all in all, that is the weapon platform, the Human Sentinel weapons platform. Very, very tanky, due largely to barricade, the instant shield regen, and extremely potent vis-a-vis weapon damage because of all the passives, as well as barricade spec properly. And you'll see this in the subsequent video. Everyone, thanks for tuning in. And if you haven't subbed yet, that would be appreciated for more guides in the future on various kits related to Mass Effect multiplayer, Mass Effect Andromeda multiplayer. And enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye-bye and take care.
Hostile territory, people. Secure this position and stay sharp. En route. Intelligence needs data from your location. Look for an entry point. Enemies incoming.
It's a fiend! They're shooting! They're shooting! My shield failed? Get safe!
3 left. Go get them. All enemies clear. Keep it up. Hostiles en route.
Go, go, go! How are my shields down? Get safe!
I'm reading a flatline.
Shit, I didn't see it, bastards. That was a well-timed rocket, whoever did.
They're shooting!
left genetic surveying devices in your area. Let's
Me.
find and disable them.
Get cover. How are my shields down?
Squad member down. Enemy tech shut down.
My shields failed? They're shooting!
One problem gone. Hang in there, Apex. All enemy devices shut down. Good job. Three more to go.
They're firing!
Enemies cleared. Stay alert. Time to go. Get to the extraction site.
Yikes!